Did you know that thousands of Utah residents actually qualify for grocery assistance right now, but they never apply? It's true. Millions of Americans are in this exact same boat. So let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to take a really straightforward step-by-step look at navigating Utah's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP for short. If you've ever felt totally intimidated by government websites, or you're just confused about whether you even qualify, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to break this whole online application process down into a super clear, stress-free journey.
So why are so many people leaving this help on the table? Well, honestly, the digital application process can feel pretty overwhelming. It's like this giant puzzle. People automatically assume it's way too complicated, or they mistakenly think, oh, I earn slightly too much, there's no way I qualify. But walking away because of a confusing website, that means leaving a very real, significant amount of support behind.
Just take a look at this number. $975. That is the maximum monthly benefit for a family of 4 in Utah based on the 2026 guidelines. When you realize the tangible, high value we're talking about here, taking 30 to 45 minutes to apply online suddenly makes a whole lot of sense, right? I mean, this isn't just some tiny discount. We are talking about meaningful financial stability for your household. To make this super easy, here's our roadmap for today. First, understanding SNAP. Second, the eligibility rules. Third, our step-by-step application guide. Fourth, avoiding common roadblocks. Fifth, the post-application timeline. And finally, how to maintain your benefits once you get them. Let's get into it.
All right, Chapter 1, Understanding SNAP and the Horizon Card. So SNAP stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Now, if you get approved in Utah, you don't receive some complicated paper voucher system. Instead, you get an electronic benefits transfer card. Locally, we call it the EBT Horizon Card. And honestly, this is what makes the program so incredibly convenient. It works literally exactly like a prepaid debit card. You can swipe it at the grocery store, you can use it at farmers markets for fresh local produce, and you can even use it at online retailers like Amazon and Walmart for grocery delivery. The whole point is for it to fit seamlessly into how you already shop.
Moving on to Chapter 2, Eligibility Rules. The big question, do you qualify?
Okay, so the biggest source of confusion for folks is the difference between gross income and net income. Gross income is all the money you make before taxes, so your wages, overtime, unemployment, the whole shebang. Net income is what's left over after allowed deductions. And guys, this is where the magic happens. Utah lets you deduct things like a 20% standard earned income deduction, dependent care costs, and even excess shelter costs, like your rent, mortgage, and utilities. So even if your initial paycheck looks a bit too high, these deductions can bring your net income right down into the qualifying range.
Let's put some real numbers to this. Utah uses something called Broad-Based Categorical Eligibility, or BBCE. Because of this, the gross income limit is actually a very generous 200% of the federal poverty level. To put that into perspective, for a single person, that's a gross limit of over $2,500 a month. For a family of 4, it's around $5,200 a month. As long as your gross income is under that threshold, you should absolutely apply. Once you do, a caseworker will apply your deductions to see if your net income falls below the 100% poverty level limit, which is about $2,600 a month for that same family of 4.
And here's something really important. If you're an older adult or living with a disability, the rules are even more flexible. Households with a member who is 60 or older or disabled completely bypass that gross income test. No gross income test at all. Only the net income test applies. Plus, they can deduct out-of-pocket medical expenses over $35 a month, and their allowable asset limit is bumped up to $4,500. So, what's the ultimate takeaway here? Let the Department of Workforce Services do the math for you. The best way to know for sure is always just to apply.
All right, Chapter 3, our step-by-step application guide. Let's navigate my case.
Here is your digital roadmap. Step 1, gather your documents. Step 2, create a Utah ID. Now, this is just a secure, statewide digital profile you'll set up with an email and a password. Step 3, use that new Utah ID to log into the My Case portal. And Step 4, fill out and submit the actual application. The great thing about this online form is that it's a one-stop shop. You can apply for SNAP, childcare, and medical help all in the exact same place.
Now, let's zoom in on Step 1 for a second, gathering your documents. You actually don't need every single piece of paperwork just to start the application and lock in your benefit start date. But trust me, having them ready cuts the usual 45-minute application time way down.
You're going to want a government ID, social security numbers for everyone in the household, proof of income like recent pay stubs, and proof of your expenses, so rent or mortgage statements and your utility bills. Having pictures or PDFs of these ready to upload digitally just makes the whole process so much smoother.
Chapter 4, Avoiding Roadblocks. Let's talk about portal confusion.
Now, what's really interesting and honestly a bit frustrating about this step is the naming overlap. It trips up so many applicants. The Department of Workforce Services portal for your benefits is called My Case. But the Utah State Courts run a totally unrelated portal for legal proceedings that is often called My Court Case or sometimes even just My Case. Please do not mix these up. You specifically want the Department of Workforce Services My Case portal, which you can find at jobs.utah.gov/mycase. Knowing that right now is going to save you a massive headache later, for sure.
Chapter 5, the post-application timeline. So, you hit submit. What happens next?
Here is the general timeline. Day 1 is the day you hit submit. By law, most of these applications are processed within 30 days. But listen to this. If your household has very low resources, you might qualify for expedited service. Specifically, if your monthly income and cash on hand are less than your rent and utility costs, or your income is under $150 a month, emergency benefits can actually be issued within just 7 days. And in that case, the only thing you have to verify immediately is your identity. For everyone else, sometime between days 14 and 30, you'll get a final decision letter. But before that decision is made,
You are going to have a mandatory SNAP interview. Now, I know what you might be thinking. An interview? People get pretty nervous about this. But please, let me reassure you. This is just a quick phone call with a caseworker to verify the info you already submitted. It is absolutely not some tricky test designed to deny you benefits. They're just going to ask you to confirm your name, who lives with you, your income, and your bills. Plus, they are there to help. They can answer your questions and tell you exactly what documents you might still need to upload.
And finally, Chapter 6, Maintaining Benefits. Your ongoing obligations.
Getting approved is awesome, but to keep that Horizon card active, you do have some ongoing obligations. First, you have to use the My Case portal to report any major life changes, like if your income shifts or someone moves in or out of your house. You also need to complete your renewals on time. That's usually every 6 months or every 12 months for seniors. And lastly, be aware of the ABAWD rule. That stands for Able-Bodied Adults Without Dependents. If that applies to you, you generally need to participate in an employment or training activity for at least 80 hours a month to keep receiving SNAP past a strict 3-month limit.
Now, if navigating this whole digital process feels like just way too much, please know you do not have to do this alone. You can always call DWS Eligibility Services directly at 1-866-435-7414 or just walk right into an employment center in person. You can even legally designate an authorized representative, like a trusted friend or family member, to fill out the forms and do the interview for you. The point is, help is absolutely available.
Real quick, before we wrap up, we just want to provide a standard disclaimer. While this explainer is an awesome starting point based on current guidelines, you know how it goes. Policies and processes can change over time. So always make sure to verify your specific case details and the most current rules independently with the Utah Department of Workforce Services.
And that brings us to our final question for you. You now understand the Horizon card, the generous gross income limits, the My Case portal, and the whole application timeline. You've got the map. So who in your community can you share this explainer with to help them find financial stability? Whether it's a neighbor, a family member, or maybe a college student struggling to pay for groceries, passing this knowledge along could literally make all the difference in their world. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.